What up, fam? Check it out. I suggest that if you're into the nice, wonderful, kind, love everybody, big huggalo version of Big Irish, go ahead and stop the video now and don't watch it. Because you're going to hear some shit about me, and you're going to hear some shit overall that you probably ain't going to like. Now, for those of you that stayed, I sat and listened to a young man literally cry about how horrible his life is and how something I was a part of damaged him in some way, and then tried to invoke some bullshit about what he went through as a young man, as a kid. Now, I'm going to go on to say, number one, your fucking crocodile tears aren't impressive. Number two, if this is a work, well, guess what? Then you got my fucking emotion right here, just like they got yours. Now, I ain't never came at nobody, hardly ever, through YouTube. I've spoken out against two people. And one of them, I only really spoke out against because he was talking shit to a 17-year-old girl, and he was a fucking crazy crackhead motherfucker. The other one was just constantly stalking me, talking shit, and I didn't want to hear from his dumb ass. Now, I tried to talk to you about some shit on your video, and you didn't have nothing to say, but you sure come on my video and make a comment about how much respect you lost for me because I was involved. So I sat and I watched your video, and you talked about how horrible your life was. And don't I dare try to tell anybody. Don't, and it may not have been directed towards me, but I'm going to take it personally. Don't you dare try to tell me you understand. Let me tell you something, little boy. And that's what you are, is a little boy. You ain't even barely out of high school. Ain't worked a day in your life. Had everything handed to you on a silver fucking platter. So yes, you are a little boy. Now, I'm gonna tell you something, motherfucker. Let's talk about abuse and being picked on and being treated like trash and being bullied. Let's start at the abuse thing, mister. Don't spank your kids. Okay? Let's start there first. I want you to imagine, if you will, little tiny Big Irish, 2 years old. Okay? I want you to imagine that little motherfucker. And let me disclose this information to you. You done fucked up. Because today, 6 years ago, is the day my mother passed away. So not only did you invoke that emotion, I'm going to talk to you fucking right here about some shit I went through with my mother, who is dead and gone now, who I don't have a chance to talk to anymore like you do, who I don't have a chance to have in my life like you do. Okay? I'm going to take you back again. I want you to imagine little 2-year-old Irish sitting in his playpen. I was a skinny little motherfucker when I was little. So you have to imagine me a little bit thinner than I am now. Now, I want you to imagine my mother, who was physically, mentally, emotionally, and sexually abused as a child by her own brother. I want you to imagine that woman having a child and not ever having any counseling or anything else. And the rage and the anger inside of her. And then I want you to imagine her picking up that little motherfucker in that crib, me, by his hair and punching him, not smacking him, not spanking him, punching him in his fucking face. So you want to tell me about your motherfucking horrible, horrible life? You imagine that. My aunt literally walked in and beat the shit out of my mother for what she had done. Now, let's flash forward a few years. Let me give you another example. I was about 9 years old. I didn't jump when my mother said jump. Now let me just kind of fill that in from 2 to 9. My mom beat the shit out of me all the fucking time. I mean, talking spank on the butt. Don't spank your kids. We ain't talking spankings. We're talking fists and belts and whatever the fuck she could find. So you want to tell me about abuse? Let's go to where I was 9 years old. And I got sent away to Alabama with my uncle. Now, there was an escape for me almost. But then I came home, and guess what? The abuse continued. Now, let's flash forward to when I was 13. Pretty little honey lived in the building next to me. We lived in a big old fucking old house. Old ass house. Top floor was my bedroom. Sweet ass little honey across the fucking way. Big apartment building that was right next to our house. And I was talking to her back and forth out the window. She had my little brother come up and tell me she needed me downstairs. No. I didn't come right down. Because I was talking to this girl. 13 years old. Thinking with my dick. Yeah. Little hormone junkie. As I'm sitting here talking to this girl who likes me, across the way, through the windows, chatting with each other. As I'm sitting talking to her, all of a sudden I see this girl's eyes get really big. And a fucking belt comes back across the back of my head. And then across my back. And then across my arms. And then across wherever the fuck I could duck to not get fucking hit. Okay? Now imagine that. The belt, the buckle, it hit my face, it hit my chest, wherever the fuck I rolled, and my mother hit me with that belt. So you go on, little boy, and you cry about all the fucking abuse you went through. Now, let's add in some more shit. You want to talk about being bullied? You want to talk about being picked on? Imagine, if you will, 5-year-old little Irish in the back of his parents' car. 2 drunk drivers hit us. I go through the windshield. My face goes through the windshield. See this shit up here? See this shit down here? Goes all the way into my neck. My face was laid wide the fuck open. 5 years old, mind you. 5 years old. Big Irish was 5 years old when that happened. I woke up in a hospital, terrified. Didn't know where I was. Couldn't open my eye. Couldn't barely speak. And to this day, I am 41 fucking years old. But to this day, that memory is burned in my fucking brain. Waking up, terrified. Where the fuck am I? So you tell me. Here's what's next. See, because at 5 years old, when your face is all fucked up and you look like Frankenstein, and you get to go to school. Now, you were so outcast. You were so picked on by all the little rich kids that you go to school with. How you think this little boy felt? With his face all fucked up, looking like Frankenstein? Frankenstein. That's what they used to call me. So you tell me. Beat up all the time when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. Kids terrified of me because of the scarring and the stitches and everything that was on my face. I had 7. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fucking plastic surgeries on my face. And every time I was still a little boy, from the time I was 5 till the time I was 11, 12, I had 7 fucking different plastic surgeries on my face. And every time I had to go back to school. Fucked up, tore up, cut up. So you go on, little boy. You cry about how fucking picked on you are and everything else. You get your little fucking tears flowing. Okay? You tell me about how fucking horrible your life is. And how a storyline for a fucking epic fucking play that I was this much involved in completely screwed up your whole tiny little personal life and brought up all these old things that happened to you because you were so picked on. That's what being a fucking juggalo is about. That's what being a juggalo is about. We're the outcasts. We're the underdogs. We're the ones who don't give a fuck what people think of us. You know how Big Irish learned how not to give a fuck? By being beat on by his fucking mom every day for years and years and years until she got counseling. Thank God, God bless you, Mama. By the time she passed away, we were best friends. Because we went and got counseling. Now, you tell me just how fucking horrible your little life is with your richy rich ass. It's so horrible because your parents weren't going to give you money if you go and be with your girlfriend. Go be with Heather. That is amazing. Love is the most amazing thing in the whole world. And if you two can have love, a motherfucking man, go for it. Be in love. Have a life together. But don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. Number one, act like some little, and it wasn't little, it was pretty fucking epic, but some storyline that I was involved in completely shattered your whole fucking life. And don't you fucking dare sit there and tell me, oh, I used to respect you because of one video that I told everybody how CB was in jail when he really wasn't. Yeah, oh, that's horrible. What a fucking sin. I ain't never made a video like this. And it's hurting me right now to have to speak like this. But don't you fucking dare sit there with your life fucking handed to you. Handed to you. When I grew up, fucking poor. Had to go out and fucking gangbang when I was a kid to fucking make a living. To keep myself going. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. When I fucking pay my child support and have to live paycheck to paycheck because that's all I can afford to do. Don't you fucking dare sit in your mommy and daddy's house and cry about how fucking miserable your life is. That's all I got to say. If this makes me lose more respect with you, I guess that's something that your boy has to deal with. But I am not gonna sit around and be called out like I'm some motherfucking horrible person. What you see with Big Irish is the same thing you will see with Patrick every day. There is no separation between the two. The Big Irish Juggalo moniker is just a name. What I show you on this channel and the things I say are exactly who the fuck I am. So you go back through one fucking video where I was involved in a story and you try to negate, and this ain't to Spike, this is to anybody, You try to negate and call me a fucking fake and try to negate everything I've ever said because of one video? Fuck you. Fuck you. This will be the last time that hopefully, that I will ever have to make a video like this. But y'all saw into something the Big Irish don't share with everybody. Peace. Much family love.